Adolphe Quetelet's Quetelet Index. Adolphe Quetelet was a Belgian mathematician, astronomer, and sociologist who lived in the 1800s. Even though he worked in many areas, one of his most lasting contributions is something that affects almost everyone today. It is called the Quetelet Index, which many people now know as the Body Mass Index or BMI. This simple number has become one of the most widely used tools in health and medicine to understand body weight in relation to height. But to really understand what this index is and why Quetelet created it, we need to go back to the beginning and explore his ideas in a way that is easy for everyone to understand. Quetelet was very interested in using numbers to study people and society. He believed that just like scientists use measurements to study the stars or the weather, we can also use measurements to study human beings. He was one of the first people to try to apply mathematics and statistics to human behavior and physical characteristics. He wanted to find out what an average person looks like and behaves like. To do this, he started gathering data from large groups of people and looking for patterns. One of the patterns he noticed was that weight and height are related, but not in a simple way. You cannot just say that taller people should weigh more in a straight line. For example, if someone is twice as tall, it does not mean they should weigh twice as much. So, Quetelet came up with a formula that helps compare a person's weight to their height in a way that makes more sense. This formula is what we now call the Body Mass Index or BMI. The formula is simple: take a person's weight in kilograms and divide it by the square of their height in meters. That means you multiply their height by itself, and then divide their weight by that number. So, if someone is 70 kilograms and 1.75 meters tall, you would square 1.75, which is 3.06, and divide 70 by 3.06. The result is about 22.9. That number is the BMI. Quetelet did not create this formula to measure how healthy or unhealthy someone is. He was more focused on finding the average or typical body shape for large groups of people. He wanted to understand what was normal in society. But over time, doctors and health professionals started using his formula to try to figure out if someone's weight is healthy based on their height. The idea is that people with a BMI between 18.5 and 24.9 are considered to be in the healthy or normal weight range. If your BMI is below 18.5, you may be considered underweight. If it is between 25 and 29.9, you are seen as overweight. A BMI of 30 or higher is considered obese. These categories have been used for many years to help people understand whether they might be at risk for health problems related to weight. It is important to remember, though, that Quetelet never meant for his index to be used this way. He was trying to study populations, not individuals. That is a very big difference. He wanted to find the average man, not to judge individual people based on their body shape. The idea of the average man was not meant to say that everyone should look the same or weigh the same. It was a tool for studying society, not for setting personal health goals. Today, many people use the BMI to try to understand their own health, but it has both strengths and weaknesses. One of the good things about the BMI is that it is simple and easy to use. You only need two numbers, height and weight, and you can get a result quickly. This makes it useful for doctors, researchers, and even for people who want to track their own health at home. However, there are also problems with the BMI. It does not take into account other important factors like muscle mass, bone structure, or where fat is stored on the body. For example, a very muscular person might have a high BMI, even if they are not overweight or unhealthy. On the other hand, someone could have a normal BMI but still have too much fat around their organs, which can be dangerous. That is why some doctors say the BMI should not be the only tool used to understand health. Despite its limitations, the Quetelet Index, or BMI, has had a big impact on the world. It is used in schools, hospitals, gyms, and even in national health surveys. It has shaped how people think about weight and health for more than 100 years. And it all started with Quetelet's simple idea of trying to measure the average man. Quetelet's work went far beyond just the BMI. He was one of the first people to believe that society could be studied like a science. He collected data on crime, marriage, education, and many other areas of life. He believed that if we understand the average, we can better understand society as a whole. That is why some people call him the father of social statistics. He showed that numbers could help us learn about people, not just in terms of weight and height, but in all aspects of life. In the end, Quetelet's idea of the index is a reminder of the power of simple tools. A formula that was never meant to judge individuals has become one of the most widely used measurements in the world. But it is important to use it wisely and remember its original purpose. It can help us see trends and patterns, but it cannot tell the full story of a person's health, worth, or beauty. So, the next time you hear someone talk about BMI, remember that it all started with a man who wanted to understand people through numbers. Adolphe Quetelet's Quetelet Index may seem like just a formula, but it is also a part of the long journey of trying to understand ourselves and our society through the lens of science. If you enjoyed learning about Adolphe Quetelet and the story behind the Quetelet Index, please give this video a like. And if you want to keep learning more about the thinkers and ideas that have shaped the way we see the world, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot and helps us continue to bring you more easy-to-understand explanations of complex topics. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.